Jason's Gold by Will Hobbs is a young adult historical fiction novel first published in 1990. Set in 1897, it follows 15-year-old Jason Hawthorn on his journey to the Klondike gold fields in search of wealth. Jason's journey mirrors the common roots of the gold rush, introducing him to various allies and foes, both fictional and historical. The story explores themes such as the transformational power of adventure, the dangerous allure of wealth, and the exploitative nature of greed. Jason's Gold was named a YALSA Best Book for young adults in 2000. After traveling the country alone for 10 months, Jason learns of the gold discovery in the Klondike, located in Canada's Yukon territory. This news sends him rushing home to Seattle, where he plans to use his $500 inheritance from his deceased father, along with borrowed funds from his older brothers, to finance his expedition and passage to Alaska. Eager to start his journey, Jason is shocked to find that his level-headed older brothers, Ethan and Abraham, left for the goldfields days earlier, using his inheritance to fund their trip. Determined not to be defeated, Jason stows away aboard the steamer Yakima, bound for Alaska. The ship is crowded with potential prospectors, their gear, supplies, and pack animals. Jason feels empathy for the terrified horses in the ship's hold. Frank "Kid" Barker, a young man aboard, notices Jason without a ticket and invites him to join his crew led by Captain Jefferson Randolph Smith. Jason realizes they are crooks and refuses the offer. Smith and Barker then report Jason as a stowaway, resulting in him being put off the ship at Juneau, robbed, and beaten unconscious. The next morning, Jason meets a young man named Jack London and joins his group traveling up the coast of Alaska by canoe. They arrive in Daya, a chaotic remote trading post, where stampeders must maneuver their supplies and animals across tidal flats to shore using flat-bottomed boats called scows. While Jack and his party plan to take the steep Chilkoot Pass into Canada, Jason opts for the longer but lower White Pass. He takes a scow to the boomtown of Skagway and offers his horse-wrangling services to Robinson and Bailey, two inexperienced city men, for $10 a day plus meals. The trail is fraught with constant standstills due to bottlenecks and heavy outfits mired in mud. After 6 days, Robinson and Bailey give up and return home. Jason, learning from a descending packer that his brothers likely arrived at Lake Bennett, where stampeders build boats for the Yukon River trip, decides to backtrack and take the Chilkoot Pass instead. Along the way, he rescues a husky from a man trying to drown the dog because it refused to pull his gear. Back in Skagway, Jason encounters new buildings, larger crowds, and the con artists Kid Barker and Captain Smith at work. After eating at a cafe, he buys gear and food from stampeders selling their belongings. Unfortunately, he suffers from a severe case of food poisoning. When he wakes up, he meets Jamie Dunavant and her father, Homer, a poet who care for him during his illness. Jamie and Homer are Canadian stampeders planning to navigate the Yukon by canoe. Jason names his new dog King and sets off toward Chilkoot Pass. The highest section of the Chilkoot, known as the Golden Stairs, is the steepest part of the trail, and the altitude causes Jason exhaustion and wheezing. Nevertheless, he pushes through and soon reaches the summit, quickly hiking down to Lake Bennett, where he hopes to find his brothers, Abraham and Ethan. Upon arriving at the lake, Jason is shocked to learn that his brothers took passage on another group's boat weeks earlier. He offers to work in exchange for a ride with several boat-building stampeders, but all refuse, citing his lack of provisions. The Mounties, Royal Canadian Mounted Police, require each stampeder entering the Yukon Territory to be prepared for winter with 700 pounds of food. Feeling defeated, Jason considers giving up until he runs into Jack London, whose partner has returned home due to poor health. Jack generously offers Jason his partner's outfit, filling him with gratitude. With King by his side, Jason transports the entire 1,200-pound outfit over Chilkoot Pass in multiple trips, carrying 125 pounds at a time. This grueling process takes weeks, and by the time he brings all the items to Lake Lindeman, only days remain before the river freezes. Once again, Jason struggles to find a boat ride, but he manages to buy a canoe from a man defeated by the rapids, setting out just in time. He skillfully navigates lakes and avoids dangerous rapids, eagerly anticipating a reunion with his brothers. However, disaster strikes when a moose attacks him, forcing Jason to seek shelter in a small cabin along the Yukon River. Weeks later, a group of men abandons their youngest member, Charlie, after amputating his gangrenous foot. Jason helps Charlie recover, and when they run low on food, he bravely hunts a bear. Although he successfully acquires much-needed meat, he suffers the heartbreak of losing King to a bear attack. Finally, spring arrives at the end of May. After a peaceful canoe trip, Jason and Charlie reach Dawson City, where Jason's brothers are shocked to see him. Jason learns he is now an equal partner in their bustling, successful sawmill. As newcomers flood into Dawson City, the town swells with businesses and development. However, when Jason finally views the gold fields, he is dismayed by the destruction the gold diggers have caused to the landscape. Charlie returns home to Chicago, and Jason bids farewell to Jack London, who is heading to California to pursue a writing career. Before Jamie and her father leave for the U.S. to promote their successful poetry recitation show, Jason has a chance to see her in Dawson City. Though Jason is unable to stake a successful claim in the Klondike, his experiences have taught him that family, friendship, and personal fulfillment are far more valuable than gold. He decides to remain in Dawson City, help manage the sawmill, and enjoy life in the North. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.